In order to ensure that only users who created a post are able to edit or delete it, I need to work on the patch and delete routes here on my backend. Specifically, I need to fetch the user there and check if this is the user who actually created the message. Thankfully, we know how to fetch the user. I can extract it from the decoded token, so let's just copy this code from the post route. So with that, we get access to the token or to the value stored in the token. And again, keep in mind, we should only use this after validating the token, which we do here. So with this, we're able to access the user. So what I want to do here is I want to check if we get an error, if we don't find a message. But then I also want to check if my message user is the same, or to be precise here, is not the same as the user stored in my token. So I want to compare the user IDs here, since message.user is just the user ID. It's not the complete user object. It's simply the ID. So if they are not equal, I know that a different user is trying to delete this message than who created this message. So in this case, I don't want to allow this. I want to return, let's say, this error here, the not authenticated error we set up here. Whoops, here we are. Let's return this in this case, of course, without the error check here, just like this. And I want to implement the same check when deleting this. So down here, I will now add this check in here too. Before removing it, let's check if users are equal. If they are not, return with a status code of 401. And of course, this shouldn't be error, since we don't have the error object here. Here, I will simply say users do not match and quickly copy this up here. Oops, here too. So with that, we set this up to make sure that unauthenticated users are not able to delete other users' posts and messages. Let's see this in action by restarting the server and reloading our front-end page, though that wouldn't have been necessary. And let's create a new message here and then switch the user. So now I'll log in with my other user and I'll try to delete this. So let's clear the console. It is deleted here, but again, only because we don't check it in the front end yet. But as you see, I do get the error, and if I reload, the message is back. And the same should be true for editing, which also, if I change it, shouldn't be stored on the server. Looks great. So we get this additional route protection. Of course, we still need to polish our front end so that we don't see these buttons if they give us an error anyways. We also want to output the username here, of course.